Well, President Donald Trump has threatened to withhold federal funding from schools that do not comply with his executive order banning transgender athletes from female sports.
Now, this has put districts across Washington in a battle between state law and federal policy. Marissa Rio joins us in studio now to break down whether or not the executive order trumps current state law.
Washington state law prohibits discrimination on the basis of gender identity. For that reason, Washington Superintendent of Public Instruction Chris Reykdal has instructed school districts to continue allowing transgender athlete participation in female sports. This has placed school districts in the middle of a feud between state law and federal policy.
From now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team, or they will lose all federal funding.
This threat has sparked fear and confusion amongst districts across Washington.
We're stuck in a tough situation, I feel like, in Washington state, where the state is requiring that we comply, but yet if we comply, we're going to be out of line with what the federal regulations are.
The Meade School Board discussed this conflict in a recent meeting after the Washington Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction found that its policy regarding transgender students didn't align with the state's. This prompted the board to begin working on a civil rights complaint to the Department of Justice and Department of Education.
So do we risk 80% of our budget from the state, or do we risk 10% of our budget from the federal government?
Spokane Public Schools said its policy will continue to follow state law. So the question is, can President Trump withhold federal funding if schools don't comply with his executive order? I brought these concerns to an attorney at Gonzaga Law School.
I don't think that's legal, because that would be a violation of the 10th Amendment that gives states the right to add protections for the people within their state and make those state-specific policies and legislation.
Harmon says, though, this doesn't mean President Trump won't withhold the funds.
But the fear is still genuinely there, because we don't really see the checks and balances acting in real time that we anticipated the Constitution would do for a power grab like what we're seeing from the executive branch.
Harmon called this a constitutional crisis. Here is a live look at the Moses Lake School Board meeting happening right now. Members are set to vote on a letter they drafted to state officials saying it plans to revise current policies that would prohibit individuals assigned male at birth from participating in girls' sports teams. We will update you on Nightside and online at KXLY.com when they make their decision. In studio, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.